Hello Year 11. Today we're going to make a video to help you with revising for your writing. A lot of people ask me about how to revise for their GCSE writing because there's obviously nothing to learn off by heart. This method, which is called DICTOGLOSS, it's quite an old method. I used it when I was at school. I believe it's been around since the 70s, I heard on a recent training, but it's really useful to help you improve your written answers. So we're going to look at how to use that. So the revision method we're looking at today is called DICTOGLOSS, and it's to help you with written answers. So what you will need before you start, you'll need a good quality example answer for the question you're doing and the grade you need. Or if you're doing creative writing practice, you'll need a good quality article from a newspaper or a good quality section from a book. Teachers can give you any of these things. Revision guides often have examples from of question answers and so on, which they've put together. Any of those will do, so long as it is above your target grade. You will need a friend. Now, you might want the friend to be there with you in person, or you can have them there and do this using your phone or Google Docs or something like that. So long as you can message each other and so long as you can access the same recording or the same reading out of the piece of writing, you're all right. Okay, so they don't have to be physically with you if you both know that you're looking at the same thing and you're listening to the same recording, for example, this video, or you've got a phone so someone can read it to you both on speakerphone, take photos of your notes, that kind of thing. And obviously for your notes you need paper and a pen. Don't do everything on Google Docs because in an exam you will not be typing unless you have a medical reason to type. So unless you type in exams, you should work using paper and a pen. Okay, how this method works. It helps you absorb the style and the content without accidentally copying the exemplar. What I mean is, when your teacher gives you an example answer and you write your own based on it, sometimes you'll accidentally copy a little bit too much and it won't absorb into your mind the way it's phrased and things like that. It will help train you to remember key bits of your answer you might otherwise forget when you're writing. So some people, when they write, often forget to put in certain methods like similes and metaphors. Other people often forget to put in a quote in their reading answers. This draws your eye to the fact that you might have forgotten those things, and so you know for the next time. And the other thing is, because you're reading good examples, it will help you craft an academic tone. It will help you sound authoritative and sophisticated. So what do you do? Before you start, whatever topic you're doing, and today we're just going to do creative writing so you don't need any notes. If you're doing a topic, you read up on it, you revise as if you're going to do a practice answer. Then someone reads an example of an answer to you. You don't write anything down, you just listen very carefully to someone reading an example to you. So that's why you need a friend, or you could get someone else at home to help you. They read the same example again. On this video, you're going to use rewind to do this, and I'll put details in the notes below about where to rewind to. So you listen to it a second time, but this time you can write down rough notes. Write down everything you remember, everything you hear, as much as you can. Then you and your friend compare your notes. Yeah, you add to them, you chat. Did they put in a quote and you forgot to? Did you put in a method and they forgot to? What's similar? What's different? For a third time, you rewind and you listen to the example again, and you add even more notes. So by now, you probably have loads of information down, but you don't have the original text in front of you. You're relying on your listening skills, your note-taking skills, and your memory. Then you turn off the video, or you say bye-bye to your friend who was reading it out, and you write your own version. So you write your own version to the answer to that question or to that piece of creative writing. And then at a later time, whenever it's convenient, you can swap it with somebody, look at the mark scheme and mark it or show it to your teacher. So essentially it's listening to a good example 3 times And the first time you just listen for an impression, second time you take some notes, then you share your notes with someone and you add to them, and the third time you finalise your notes, and then you have a go based on the notes, not based on copying from a sheet of paper. Okay, so the best way to do it is to have a go. I'm only going to read out our example once, so you will need to rewind to do this process. Okay, and I'll put details in the show notes to help you do that. So, I'm going to read out a descriptive piece of writing. It's actually Charles Dickens' description of Scrooge. So obviously it's very good. It's one of the most famous books by one of the most famous writers. And as well as what it contains, I want you to think about how he gets a sophisticated tone, any methods you spot in there, any vocabulary. Yeah, what can you pull out? Imagine you were going to rewrite a description of Scrooge. What would you pull out? You will not see any of the words. You will only hear it. And remember, you're going to listen to it 3 times. First time, just listen. Second time, take notes. Chat to your friend. Third time, take more notes. Then have your own go. So, next slide. You're just going to hear the example. So this is for the question, write a description based on this image. I'm seeing the image. It's an image of someone who looks like Scrooge. External heat and cold had little influence on Scrooge. No warmth could warm, no wintry weather chill him. No wind that blew was bitterer than he. No falling snow was more intent upon its purpose. No pelting rain less open to entreaty. Foul weather didn't know where to have him. The heaviest rain and snow and hail and sleet could boast the advantage over him only in one respect. They often came down handsomely, and Scrooge never did. Nobody ever stopped him in the street to say, with gladsome looks, "My dear Scrooge, how are you? When will you come to see me?" No beggars implored him to bestow a trifle. No children asked him what it was o'clock, and no man or woman ever once in all his life inquired the way to such and such a place of Scrooge. Even the blind men's dogs appeared to know him, and when they saw him coming on, they would tug their owners into doorways and up courts, and then would wag their tails as if they say, "No eye at all is better than an evil eye, dark master." Okay, that is the end of the example. When you listen to it again, just rewind. Okay, if you're doing this without the help of a video, whoever's the reader out of you and the friend will have to read it a few times. Okay, so now that you listened to it that time, just listened. Hope you didn't cheat and take notes, you just listened. Now I want you to rewind it, listen to it again, and take rough notes. What kind of things are they saying? Maybe you want to note down methods, simile, metaphor. Maybe you want to just note down literally what they are. Don't try and write in sentences. Should be bullet points or a mind map. Okay? So please pause the video, rewind, and do that. Okay, once you've done that, we're going to go on to talking to your friend. You can use online methods, or they might be there. Chat through what they got from it, what you got from it. What can you add? All right, I forgot to say pause the video. Obviously, I'm not leaving you 20 seconds to do that. So, yeah, you should have had a little chat, maybe 3 or 4 minutes about that. Now what I want you to do is go back and listen again, and you're adding your final notes. What are the absolute brilliant details you can spot? Is there a method in there, a list, some alliteration? Is there a really good word? What final things can you add? So go back, listen again. Okay, so now what you're ready to do, and you can do this with this video here, or you can go away and do it in your own time, is have a go at describing the man in the picture. Yeah, so this is very obviously a revision for your writing, for your creative writing. Have a go, describe him, and then you could ask your teacher or your friend to look at the mark scheme and mark it. Now, I've done a sample question such as you get on AQA, But if you're watching this video from another school and you're doing a different, or you're doing the IGCSE and sixth form, you can still use this to improve your creative writing. Now, other ideas for this method, and this can be used for any subject where you write longer answers, are you could use examples of exam questions that are from your target grade. So maybe after your mocks, your teacher gave out some good examples from your class, from fellow students, or in your revision guide, there might be some examples on your target grade. You can do this process with them. You could use descriptions of key things from books, that's textbooks, or from the books you're reading for English literature. Or to improve your factual writing, you could do it with articles from broadsheet newspapers. Only do a paragraph or so at a time. You'll blow your mind if you try and do 3 pages. Yeah, a good paragraph. And the idea of this revision method is it helps your writing. But do remember that some of your reading questions ask you to write several paragraphs. So as well as using this for your creative writing part of your English language paper, you can also use it for your reading. Thank you for listening. I'll put the timings for the rewinding for this activity in the notes, and look out for more how to revise videos. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe. I've just started this channel and new videos are going to come up every week. Good luck, Year 11.